Holy shit, guys. What an ending. What an ending to tonight's Survivor Series. I'm still in shock. I don't know what to freaking say. I was planning an intro, but I just want to talk about it. CM Punk. CM Punk is back, and I'm lost for words. I'm still lost for words. I wasn't really expecting him to come back after everything that he has said about WWE and Triple H and everybody. I did not expect this at all, and it caught me by surprise. I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked. But this just leaves me with a lot of freaking questions now. Like, I'ma steal this from Vince McMahon, but can they coexist? And I mean CM Punk and everybody in that locker room, because I don't know if you guys saw, but before I came on here on X, I just saw Seth Rollins just going at it, just wanting to get at this guy, at CM Punk, wanting to get over there. That even Michael Cole, Corey Graves, they were just holding him back. This was crazy. Like, I'm still like, what is gonna happen now? What is gonna happen now? That's what I want to know. I really wasn't expecting this, but let's just move on and start talking about the pay-per-view a little bit, about Survivor Games, WarGames, because I feel like this kind of overshadowed a little bit of what happened tonight. So this pay-per-view was all right. That's all I gotta say about that. It was all right. I don't think it was one of the better ones this year. There's been a lot better pay-per-views this year. The only match that I feel like knocked it out of the ballpark was actually the woman war game match. I feel like they did such a great job. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. There was some sloppiness in there. But in my opinion, it was the best match of the night. It was the best match of the night. It didn't feel rushed. It felt right. The right people won because of the story that they're trying to tell with Damage Control. So in my predictions, actually, I had Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Bianca, and Shotzi winning, and that's what happened. But this match just had everything. It had the high flying. It had the power from Bianca and Charlotte. You know, the wild offense from Shotzi. So it had a little bit of everything. The high flying, obviously, from Io Sky was just so perfect. Charlotte with her moonsault, which was actually pretty nice. But I don't know if you guys saw, but did she knee Io Sky in the forehead? Because I feel like she knee Io Sky in the forehead. But anyways, this match actually got bloody too. It got bloody. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to Becky Lynch, but towards the beginning of the match, she already was bleeding all over her face. So this actually took away from the match a little bit, because they actually did this camera angle so you wouldn't see Becky Lynch, and we were just in this weird angle on the side of the ring for a while, and it took away from the match. But you know, I do feel like they were just, they were cleaning Becky Lynch up. They were probably, sealing her cuts and whatnot, so they didn't want us to see that. But yeah, it was just, it got a little weird when that happened. But another one that was bleeding was actually Shotzi, and I don't even know how she started bleeding. I'll be honest with you guys, I didn't know how she started bleeding. She was just bleeding out of nowhere. I think it was from the side of her head, and fuck it, it just looked like they were going to war out there, and I loved it. And I also just love how Kairi Sane is out there having fun. She's a heel, but it just looks like she's having fun. The only thing I have to say about her is that she was just taking her time when she was walking to the ring, which kind of bothered me. But I'm just nitpicking right now. The match, in my opinion, like I said, was actually the best one of the night. They blew it out of the park. They surprised me. But like I said before, this will further Damage Control story, because if you saw who got pinned, Bayley, we all know they're going to start blaming her for their loss. So as you can see, they're still going to try to make it seem like Bayley's going to get kicked out. So we just got to see what happens there. But this match, not bad. Really not bad. It was pretty fun. The girls knocked it out of the park. Shotzi surprised the hell out of me, and I'm all for it. we need to see that Shotzi a lot more. She did really great. Her offensive was good. Maybe if you put her in a tag team and let her go at it in a tag team for a while, I think that was probably best for her. But she did great. She did freaking great. But I do gotta say, I don't think we saw a lot of Bianca Belair. In my opinion, I thought we were gonna see more. But instead, it was a little bit more about Becky Lynch and Charlotte at the end of the day. But yeah, this match, great. Now let's talk about the Gunther and Miz match, because I was expecting so much more. The match was not bad. It was a good match, but I just feel like this could have been a Monday Night Raw match. I don't know. I was expecting more. I was expecting more. I wanted it to be longer, but that's actually a common thing with a lot of these matches. I wanted them all to be longer. Not only the Gunther and Miz, but the Rhea Ripley and Zoe Stark and the Escobar and Dragon Lee match. But going back to Gunther and Miz, I really wanted to see a lot more from both of them. I feel like it was a little hard to watch Gunther acting weak against the Miz. Granted, the Miz does have the record for the most Intercontinental Championships, but it's true what they say. His offense is kind of weak, and it just didn't sit well with me. Just seeing Gunther taking a beating from him, it just didn't seem believable. I'm not trying to take nothing away from the Miz. The Miz is amazing. But the outcome, we already knew what it was going to be. Gunther was going to win. There was no doubt that he was losing this one. But again, I was expecting a lot more. I do feel like the Miz had a better match with Seth Rollins and Ricochet as well than he did with Gunther, but that's just my opinion. You might disagree with that, but I still stick with my opinion that this could have been a TV match, a Monday Night Raw match. But the right man won, and it did what it had to do. So I can't really complain about that. So I'm really curious on who is going to be facing Gunther next, because I feel like he has ran through everybody minus Ivar. So I wonder, once Ivar is done with Bronson Reed, if he's gonna go for Gunther. I do want to mention that R-Truth came back, so hopefully we'll see him more on TV. I don't know what they'll have him doing. I wonder if he'll wrestle Gunther, since we just mentioned that he needs more opponents now. But yeah, R-Truth back. I'm happy for it. I love R-Truth. I don't know who hates R-Truth. I don't think anybody could hate R-Truth. And if you hate R-Truth, then I don't know, get yourself checked out, because you're not normal. But yeah, we get to see R-Truth in the backstage commercial about Ruffles. So R-Truth is back. I love it. So let's get into Dragon Lee and Santos Escobar, because this match just didn't do it for me at all. It just didn't do it for me. I was expecting so much more, especially since I wanted Carlito and Santos, but now we got Dragon Lee and Santos, which I don't hate it, but you know, since Carlito came back, I've been wanting to see more of him, and then boom, he's not in the match. But I wonder, is he really hurt, or is this whole storyline? Because I just find it so odd that they just give the match to Dragon Lee instead, and this was just an 8-minute match. It's just so bizarre to me. I was expecting so much more, at least 10 more minutes or so. But this match, as soon as it started picking up, it just ended. It just ended. It just felt so rushed. And then boom, it just ended so fast. Now I know that probably all the matches were cut shorter than what they were planned originally, because they wanted to give more time to both of the WarGame matches. If that was the case, then why put it in a PLE? That's what I want to know. Like I said, these guys, they have so much more in the tank. They can go for so much longer, and it was just cut so short that I couldn't enjoy the match. To the point that I started thinking, did they pull Carlito out of the match because it was an 8-minute match, and they didn't want to put him in such a short match in his first match back? I don't know. I just still find it so weird. I'm still trying to figure out why they took Carlito out, and that could be a reason. But yeah, this match. Yeah, like I said earlier, it wasn't it. It wasn't it. These guys had so much more in the tank. They could have done so much more, and we just didn't get to see that. So hopefully they can redeem themselves, probably in SmackDown or another PLE, because I would really want to see what these two guys have in the ring. Now going to the next match after this one, it was the Rhea Ripley and Zoe Stark match, and this match was fun. I feel like the women delivered so much more than the men in this PLE, and I love it. I love it because, in all honesty, this match felt rushed. It was not as long as I wanted it to be, but I was more entertained with it. With Zoe Stark, she's amazing in the ring. I love her offense. I love just the aura that she has when she's out there. She did great. And then you have, come on, Rhea Ripley. Again, it was a hard-hitting match. It was a great match, but again, it just falls short because of its time. It was too short. Just like every other match, it was just too freaking short. But Zoe Stark, she shines out there with her offense, like I mentioned, and Rhea Ripley, she's just great. She's just great. She looked great. She looked amazing out there. Come on now. But like I said, this match did a lot more for me than Santo Escobar and Dragon Lee and even Gunther and The Miz. I was way more interested in this match. I called it in my prediction that it was that sleeper match that people were not going to be that into and just surprise everybody. And I think it did pretty well. Zoe did good. Rhea did good. So I enjoyed it. I liked the match. I can't hate it. Rhea stays as champion, obviously. And most likely, Shayna will be her next opponent after this. Did I mention who won the Dragon Lee and Escobar match? If I didn't, my bad. Escobar won. Santos Escobar won. The right winner. I know both of them needed a win, but per story, Escobar needed the win, so I'm happy with that. Now let's go to the men's WarGame match. So from the beginning, the babyfaces, they didn't know if Randy Orton was going to come. They didn't know if he was going to come. He wasn't answering his phone. He wasn't in the arena. So they were actually kind of like afraid that he wasn't coming, and Jey Uso kept saying that it was probably his fault. So we all know this was going to come into play later on in the match. So we get to the match, and Randy Orton is still not there, which you already knew that he was probably just going to come out at the end, be the last one to come out, and once the clock ticked down to 0, that's when, boom, his music played. And that's kind of what happened. But this match also felt like it was cut short. It was probably because of CM Punk, that's all I'm saying, but it felt like it was cut short. So we're having them wrestle out there before the match actually started. You know, they're all going one by one, and it was picking up. It was a fun match. Everything was great. It was fast paced and everything. And every time, you know, the clock ticked down and somebody from the opposite team will go, you know, then they had the upper hand. So typical WarGames match. But, you know, they weren't doing nothing way too crazy out there. So fast forward to the last person, we have the clock ticking down to 0, and then Randy doesn't come out. And instead, we say Rhea Ripley coming out with Damian Priest, a Senor Money in the Bank briefcase to cash it in. And I'm like, oh, fuck, don't tell me. Ah, great. Not right now. But then I started thinking, bro, you know what would be amazing? Let's just have Randy Orton RKOing Rhea Ripley to stop her, which didn't happen. I mean, it would have been great. I think that would have been fucking amazing if that happened. You know, because he did it to Nia Jax already in the Royal Rumble, right? So, no, we didn't get that. We just waited a few seconds, and then his song plays out, and he comes out. And let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you. This guy is jacked the fuck up. Like, holy shit. I was not expecting this. You know, last time we saw Randy Orton, he was kind of more in the slimmer side. But this, bro, Big E will be so freaking excited seeing him. Because he was one big meaty man out there. I'll tell you that. It was freaking crazy. Like, I was not expecting that. He looks like a beast out there. That he was face to face with Drew McIntyre, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, who the fuck is this guy? But nah, like, anyways, he looks great. I'm happy he's back. And he did tease a little bit that he was in the RKOJ, but he didn't. He did an RKOJ. I still think it could happen. It could happen. But no, he ended up RKOing Dirty Dom for his first RKO back. And then the spot of that match when Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn had JD on the top of the cage, and then they just drop him, and Randy Orton just RKO's him in mid-air. That was great. Loved it. Amazing. Loved it. Best part of the match. But anyways, the match was good. It wasn't bad at all. It just felt short like every other match, minus the women's WarGames match. And I really wasn't expecting the babyfaces to win. I know Randy Orton was coming back. I know Cody Rhodes has never been in a WarGames match, which was invented by his father. But I was expecting Judgment Day to win for this one. I just felt like Drew McIntyre pinning Jey Uso could have been like ending the story with that. But I guess they're going a different route. So let's just see what happens in Monday Night Raw. I'm really excited to see what Randy Orton does next and to see where the stories are going to go after tonight. Now, back to the CM Punk. I'm still shocked, guys. I'm still shocked. I really wasn't expecting this. I don't think nobody was expecting this. I was watching the press conference, and apparently only Triple H and Nick Khan knew, maybe some other people, but that was basically it. And I really want to know what you guys think about this, and if this is going to affect the locker room in any way, or if he's going to come professional, which I hope he is. I hope he is, and I hope that whatever is going on between him and Seth Rollins, I don't know if you guys saw that video of him going around X, but I hope they can work something out. I know that CM Punk probably doesn't have the best track record, but what's done is done. He's in WWE, and hopefully he's there to play ball. And I hope that this move ends well, because we don't need more issues like what happened with AEW from CM Punk. Hopefully everything is nice and everybody can put their difference aside and just be the bigger person. So guys, that was Survivor Series WarGames. I said what I said. The women WarGames match was the best match of the night, in my opinion. You guys might think otherwise, and that's fine. I respect it. But wrestling wise, I just felt like it did more than everything else, and it didn't feel rushed. A lot of these other matches felt rushed. So Survivor Series WarGames, I give it a 5.5 out of 10. I just don't think it was the strongest PLE of the year. I think there's been better ones. So 5.5 out of 10 to me is the best score I can give it. So guys, that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you enjoyed WarGames. I hope you enjoyed the returns. Like R-Truth, obviously. Come on now. And Randy Orton. Come on. CM Punk. All right. So make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And if you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You do you, boo-boo. But anyways, I'm Manny, King Brewski from the other Geeks. And I hope you guys have a good one.